Hi, Romesh Vastu here, Editor-in-Chief, Site Centers. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Please do subscribe this for the HR news, HR updates and conversations with the top-notch CHROs. Today, we are going to discuss about the talent challenges in manufacturing industry. And to explore it deeper, today we have two distinguished HR leaders. Let me introduce Mr. Pradyumna Pandey, he is Chief Human Resource Officer at Mother Dairy, and Ms. Shobha Pandey, she is a Regional HR Business Partner at Deere. Pradyumna, if I come to you first, we can see a lot of reports on social media, and also by some of the talent companies. They are sharing a lot of talent challenges, but most of the talent challenges are related to the IT and tech companies. So, how do you see the talent challenges are the same in manufacturing industry? Are the scenarios different?
See, for me, if you talk about top challenge in manufacturing, definitely it is workforce shortage. Specifically, you talk about white collar category or skilled people. See, manufacturing is not the first choice of many people because of the perception, because they say that it lacks competitive compensation, or they will say that it is not, people, those who look for sophistication, somewhere they miss. This is the perception which is being created. And therefore, I think what is needed is that we need to review, revise our policies, benchmark our compensation structure. Some unique perks definitely needed to attract talent. And there I always see that professional development is one which helps me when I hire for manufacturing people. They look for how they can develop themselves. Here I will also put that now millennials are entering into even into blue collar segment. So when millennials are coming into blue collar, that is posing a challenge for me, because they have the same aspiration which we used to have earlier. We used to call that, my managing staff used to have those aspirations. Now all those blue collar workers are having same aspirations. So it's rather important for HR professionals to focus on the bottom of the pyramid now. Can you make a statement that a person who is joining as a technician will become a departmental head in a time period, and we will provide him all those opportunities to develop him for his career development? So attracting is definitely a challenge for manufacturing industry. And also you can see that the people, baby boomers, those who born before 1964, so now retirement age is coming at 2024. So we will be seeing many people getting superannuated now. And because when we talk about manufacturing, it is all about because this manufacturing industry, the importance is given to the experience, the problem solving capabilities, the industry experience itself. I think there we will be missing if we are not able to identify successors. Identification of successors for critical positions, that is the challenge for us, that how we can create those successors. People moving out of 30, 40 years of experience, how they will be replaced by people, those who are new in the system. So self-development, creating successors, these are something which I always see that, and handling the blue-collar millennials now, that is what I always see as a top challenge for manufacturing industry.
Shobha, what is your take on this?
I agree with everything that Pradyumna has said, and I think it's very common. But I will just highlight 3 things. Attract, retain, and develop, which is typically a challenge which we say that, HR professional might face as far as talent is concerned. I think the composition, when you say manufacturing, the difference is only in the degree and not in the composition. What I mean by this is attract, retain, and develop challenges are very similar to what IT and tech industries are facing today. But the change in degree is what Pradyumna mentioned, and I want to just take that a little step forward, that, including the white collars and the blue collars, all in one gamut, and looking at your engagement from that perspective is a whole new dimension as far as manufacturing is concerned. So, really engaging that cohort of talent, which is diverse, including generational example, which Pradyumna gave. The other is attract. Always is I would say it's always a challenge, because manufacturing is playing in volumes. Here you are hiring in volume, as well as you are kind of rotating and moving people in volumes. So I think that is the next big challenge. And third, which is I think consistent across industries, the leadership pipeline talent, that you want to build a robust pipeline so that succession for key and critical position is intact as far as your industry's leadership running is concerned. So I'll pause there.
So, if we see, if we compare the manufacturing industry from the IT and tech industry, so here you see the people from all the strata of the society varying the qualification. There are some of contract, most of the workers they are into the contract, and some you can see are the casuals, some apprentice. So you see the variety, whole variety is there. So, in such a environment, how the HR policies should be there so that you can feel them inclusive and they feel engaged. So that is a challenge when you're working for other industry where you have the very less diversity. So that is easy, but here I think this is a challenge. How do you feel about this? What is your take on this?
Hey, thank you, Ramesh, for calling that out. And I think diversity, while we are talking about in terms of dimensions of gender, LGBTQ, and people with disabilities, and so on, I think in manufacturing, the diversity is really in your wage workforce strategy, the way you hire people. What you're citing is, while you'll have people on contracts, you'll have people on roles. There'll be some who will be tenured on roles, some will be fixed term, and so on and so forth. So I think this is part of our wage workforce strategy. And at least we try to address this through very clearly defining what are the engagement initiative. Some initiatives, for example, we know that we want to include everybody, and sports is one of them, right? Cricket game or a sports kind of event is something where you'll engage all stratas of the wage workforce which are working with you. And then there are some which are where you're secluding, where you want certain groups to participate because you want them to be more engaged than others, also because they are longer term with you. So I think we are looking at engagement holistically as per our wage workforce strategy and addressing that.
Pradyumna, now if you see in last couple of years, the government has also taken a lot of initiative to boost the local manufacturing. They have production linked incentive, like this kind of schemes are coming up. So that is also boosting up the new jobs into the market if we talk about the manufacturing sector. So how do you see the hiring in manufacturing sectors in coming years and also for 2023?
See, if we talk about manufacturing sector, I think it accounts for the largest percentage of workers. I was going into data, it is 38.5% workers are from manufacturing sector, in manufacturing sector. In a way, we can say that it is the largest institutional employer if you talk about hiring of people or employing people. I think if you see the Indian manufacturing sector is steadily moving towards more automated and process-driven manufacturing now. We are now talking about Industry 4.0. And definitely these all steps are going to help us to enhance the productivity, the efficiency. But when we talk about the hiring part, definitely we can see a very robust outlook. If you see the surveys which are on, which gives us details that last 2-3 quarters also it was very robust, and it is looking good because a lot of investment is coming into manufacturing because of the policies which government has released or rolled out. So that is helping him. But for sure, the focus of hiring will be hiring the people those are comfortable with technology, because you need people those who are in line, who know how to work with the tools which are technology driven. Second part, I think hiring will be there, but more focus on diversity. That is the trend. Even now, manufacturing industries are talking about diversity, although the diversity is still somewhere it is stuck to the numbers. The point which comes is how to create that inclusive environment will be the second one. But at least now manufacturing has understood the importance of diversity. Even the industries where we were saying that people, women can't work, we have started hiring. I have seen entire industry. There are sections which are now being handled by female employees. But we should not only limit it to gender diversity. There are more. I think Shobha was talking about it, that whether it is hiring people with disability, many things. We have to create your strategy to move into the direction. But for sure, hiring is very robust, very good outlook on manufacturing. At least I can see a lot of hiring coming in. And this also being vetted by, because you have attrition now in manufacturing, which means there is hiring in it. manufacturing. That's the reason there is an attrition. People are moving from one organization to another. So the hiring trends are positive
We are
because of
into the
investment.
year of disruptions as of now. We see we see also the variety of jobs, and a lot of jobs are part-time jobs are also coming into the picture, like in IT and tech industry. So because the agenda is work-life balance, how do you see there will be also some change in manufacturing industry? How do you see can we look more part-time kind of the jobs into the manufacturing sector as well? And what type of the jobs we can see in the manufacturing sectors in coming days?
See, there will be definitely this focus of outsourcing certain activities is already there, because you get more efficient work done through outsourced agencies. That is one focus. But when we talk about in manufacturing sector, I always say that still we need people, those who are regularly, because it's a skill. Like you talk about my industry, where FMCG. Now, the only thing which we have changed, that earlier it was people working on production lines, people working on maintenance. Now I don't have a choice. Now I have to upskill, reskill people. Those who are on production lines, they should know how to do maintenance, and maintenance people now have to start working on production lines. So that is where the focus is. And for manufacturing industry, because of the pressure of cost, pressure of competition, lean manufacturing is what we all are talking about now. How we can cut cost on manpower for sure, how we can multi-skilling can help us in creating more productive ways of working.
So, what do you think? Do you also believe that we are moving from a specialist to multi-skill kind of? Are we trying to train the people who may be into the multi-skill? They can perform on different kind of jobs.
So, Ramesh, there's no straight answer to that. While the answer is yes to it, we are also looking at subject matter expertise, right? We want to build that expertise. But I just want to add to what you earlier asked, that how are you looking at flexibility in terms of of course multi-skilling will help. The other part is what is business needing and what is business doing. See, manufacturing gamut is changing. We are now introducing, we're talking of industry 4.0. What are we talking about that? We're talking about smart connected factories. And you asked that, is flexibility possible in manufacturing? Who knew it was possible in manufacturing 2-3 years ago? But today we are talking about digital twins, which was a very highly IT term, is now coming to manufacturing, which is going to ease out things for us and will allow my maintenance engineer to do a machine maintenance from the digital twin of the machine, right? And those are the classic areas on what is happening on the shop floor as far as smart connected factory or industry 4.0 is concerned, which will allow opportunities for us to give people to kind of take flexibility of working from home or working from anywhere. And of course, the second is, how diversified skills are we developing in our people? For example, we have set up our a dexterity center for skill building. And we are trying to build the skills and capability where people can build this multi-skilling and thereby work in jobs which are, which is not traditional job, which you had studied to do it, but you are now skilled to do that job. So if you talk about manufacturing, I want to close my answer to your question with a keyword. If data is the gold of IT world or in technology world, skill is the gold in the manufacturing world. That's what is going to be important in the coming years from now, including the current times we are going through.
Pradyumna, rightly you are talking about that attracting the talent is a little difficult, but retention rate, if you see, then definitely if we compare with other industries, this is good. This is around 8.27%, which is the retention rate in this manufacturing industry. It is really good. But I can see in various reports, there is a little talent crunch into the manufacturing industries. You're not getting the skilled workers, skilled people. So that some reskilling issue is obviously there are some talent gap is there. So how do you overcome with this challenge?
See, as I said, that multi-skilling, upskilling, these are the words which we manufacturing is using now. And the example of maintenance people now working on production lines is a very simple example of doing that. But a lot of work on as to close the skill gap, that is, and competencies, that is, I think, which is on a very defined way of doing it. Competency assessment, skill gap assessment, these are, we are doing earlier also, but these things have become more important now. We can see more attrition now, as I said, that it is only because we are getting more opportunities. We are getting more opportunities manufacturing, and that shows that the manufacturing sector is growing well. There are opportunities, people are moving out. It's not a major concern, because moving from 7.5% to 8.17%, it's not that which we see in IT sectors. They go to 40-50% attrition. So it's not a concern, but for definitely efforts, as I said, that whether we are putting our efforts on the bottom of the pyramid, that becomes important. How we are capturing their aspirations, how we are creating their career path, that is becoming important, because they also look forward for their career growth in organizations. They are millennials now. So all organizations are putting that efforts, where we said that even people, those we hire on as diploma holders, we send them for completing their degree as their part-time thing. So once they do that, they become very loyal to the organization. They see that this entire development efforts by organization, so they become the attrition part is at least taken care of. They don't move. They see their growth in the organization itself.
So, if we see that the gig economy, that is also on rise. So how do you see the gig workers or remote working in manufacturing industry? How do you see in coming years or in this year?
Yeah, Ramesh, I think the simple answer to this is, I was surprised to know that gig workers are recognized in the new labor codes, right? And I think that's such a breath of fresh air and a good news for manufacturing. While I'm excited about it, I'm not currently equipped to answer your question, how are we planning to engage them? But I'm personally looking forward to see that how can we engage them, because government is now enabling this, right? And all this while, what was CLRA, we were hesitant to see that how are we going to have contract laborers on working for us, because we were looking at how the regulatory is going to support us. So with the recognition of gig workers for manufacturing in the new labor codes, I'm personally excited and looking forward to it. So that's what I can tell you. And I see no reason why we would not be able to engage them, because there are plethora of jobs which can be done in a tenured manner, and the agile is already on the shop floor. Agile methodology, which was an IT term, is very much on the shop floor already. And if agile is, I see no reason why gig workers won't be able to do piecemeal of jobs under the agile and scrum projects in manufacturing areas.
Pradyumna, the government is also taking a lot of initiative for the agri industry, and in this budget also the government has announced several farmer-centric measures. So how do you see the growth of this agritech industry in coming years?
See, the background is very strong. India is a major player in agriculture sector worldwide. And if we say that in India, it's a primary source of livelihood of our 58% of population in India. So the background is such that it has to come with more benefits out of it. Like in the agri industry will move ahead. We are talking about doubling the farmers' income. I think this is what the government is talking about. And there are many new farmer-centric measures which have been taken into budget. I think they will generate better momentum in this sector, in a sense that there will be more investment into agriculture infrastructure, definitely for warehousing part, cold storage, the logistics parts, which will help agri sector to get better. I think there are things which is going to support this logistics part and infrastructure part. Budget has given those things ahead. So I can see that more and more agri startups in the horizon for now, because the way government is helping, there are more agri startups for sure, and also more and more investment into this sector.
Shobha, any concluding remark from your side? I think we tried to cover what the challenges are in manufacturing industry as of now. So any concluding, any important thing which we did not touch, you want to share?
No, nothing, which I think only two things I want to just give in remarks. I think one is adding to what Pradyumna said. I just want to add farm mechanization as well. You want to double the productivity and output for the farmer through farm mechanization, and that is where we as an organization are committed. And the second, which I want to touch base on, while we discussed about attract, retain, and develop and challenges in manufacturing industry, I think in manufacturing sector we'll need to be mindful of, as we are offering personalized, digitized, and atomized solutions for learning and retention in IT and tech industry. It's high time now we build a similar one in manufacturing industry, because like Pradyumna mentioned, that the millennial workforce joining is coming from the same set of college and mindset beliefs, and hence they would be very hesitant to differentiate on the solutions which are coming. So HR has got good task ahead, and I'm personally excited and looking forward to it. Thank you.
Any your final comments, Pradyumna?
I think after working 30 years in manufacturing, I will always say that proximity with employees is the key. So whatever challenges comes, the proximity with employees becomes important for us to capture their aspirations. And it becomes, in this era of technology, it becomes more important because we can't drive everything through technology. So how your leaders are coached, how your managers are coached to create that proximity with employees, that becomes important. I think challenges will come and go, but the people those are handling should have that human touch in their approach. That is what I can say, because I'm known to be a person with an IR background. These words come from my heart for sure.
So thank you so much, Pradyumna and Shobha, for joining the conversation and sharing your wonderful thoughts.
Thank you, Ramesh, for having us.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
It was nice being here.